Life becomes so much gentler when people learn to put themselves in each other's shoes. Empathy is a precious quality, and it happens in every moment of life. So what is empathy, and why does it appear so frequently and naturally in our everyday experiences? Weeds are also flowers when you understand them. People who stand outside a situation often see everything through a narrow lens. They have no idea what the person on the inside is thinking or feeling. If everyone could place themselves in the position of others, we would experience fewer frustrations in life. When you know how to step into someone else's world, you begin to feel the full spectrum of their emotions and understand why they make certain decisions. You gain insight into their hearts and minds. Life would be so much better if we all learned this simple act. Imagine that every human life is like a tree. Each tree is planted in different soil, grows under different climates, and is nurtured in different ways. Family background, education, environment, and personal experiences all shape the unique perspectives we hold. But strangely, the more perspectives people have, the more uncertainty and anxiety they experience. Many times, we cannot read the minds of others, understand what we did wrong, or why the world refuses to operate the way we expect. To define empathy correctly, it is the ability to see the world through someone else's eyes, to step into their life deeply like a pain that reaches the bone. Empathy means understanding someone completely, feeling their emotions fully, and doing so without judgment. There is only one way to make life gentler. Change your perspective. From now on, try viewing a situation from someone else's standpoint. You may find the very answer you've been searching for behind the tangled problems weighing on your mind. Every person has a different background and destiny. Therefore, their thoughts and personalities will never be the same. Yet many of us still assume we are right and superior, then criticize and judge others harshly. When you judge someone simply because you see one side of them, you fall into the trap of narrow perception. You might label them negatively based on a few actions, even though if you actually try to understand them, they might be nothing like what you assumed. Before judging anyone, learn to empathize with them. Put yourself in their shoes. Only then can you form a fair opinion. Your subjective judgments can deeply hurt someone. Even if you later apologize, the wound may never fully disappear. In today's society, people prefer pointing out others' flaws rather than offering praise. This may temporarily make them feel superior, more confident, or in control. But over time, these thoughts become habits, turning us into selfish and narrow-minded individuals. Eventually, even the people we love will quietly drift away. When we judge others, we have no space left in our hearts for love. There are always reasons behind the way people think and act. Don't rush to speak harshly or condemn someone without understanding their circumstances. Try imagining yourself in their situation. Ask yourself how they must feel. Life is filled with countless philosophies, but one that remains deeply meaningful is this: humans exist to love one another. Yet people today become more and more calculating, only caring for themselves. They prioritize financial struggles and personal needs over genuine connection. Many even believe that knowing too much causes suffering, so it's better not to care. As a result, people grow emotionally numb, losing the ability to empathize. But remember, as humans, none of us escape mistakes. And isn't it through mistakes that we grow? Why then should we hate ourselves for them or despise others who make them? When you view life through compassion, you become slower to anger. You learn patience. Your heart becomes kinder. Empathy does not require much, just willingness to step into someone else's situation. With empathy, life feels lighter and more peaceful. Empathy is the ability to see the world with someone else's eyes, to feel their emotions, and to understand them wholly without judgment. It brings people closer emotionally, creating harmony and connection. Because of empathy, we come to understand others more deeply, think for them, and live for more than just ourselves. Empathy enriches our experiences and builds stronger character. When people truly understand each other, they willingly share more. Empathy strengthens the bonds between humans, like glue holding together the many colors of a beautiful painting. In times of difficulty, empathy lightens emotional burdens and motivates people to face hardships. It creates a humane and compassionate society where relationships are built on understanding and love. Think of your parents who raised you with sacrifice, helped them financially or emotionally when you can. Spend time visiting and talking with the elderly in your family. For those less fortunate, even if you can't help materially, at least do not mock or belittle them. When natural disasters strike, share what you can to ease the suffering of others. Help children and the elderly cross the street. Offer your seat on the bus. Don't litter, assuming someone else will clean up. Such simple actions reflect empathy, seeing the world from someone else's perspective. I once read an interview from the Harrison about a woman with 3 children who was fined for stealing $36 worth of food so her kids wouldn't starve. What stood out was the behavior of 2 police officers, Kybia and Kenda from the Hills Police Department. After identifying her as the thief, they followed protocol by fining her and returning the items to the supermarket. But that night, the 2 officers showed up at her home with bags of groceries worth $140 paid with their own money. They explained that while rules must be followed, they were humans before they were officers. Their compassion recognized that the woman stole not from greed, but from desperation. This is true empathy. People often assume law enforcement is rigid, but inside them is deep humanity. These officers looked through the lens of a mother who acted out of pure necessity. If we all learned to pause and consider the circumstances behind others' actions, we would avoid causing unnecessary pain. Only looking at the surface never reveals the full story. Empathy is essential because it is the root of compassion and love. Without empathy, society collapses into cold, disconnected individuals. A recent example is the heartbreaking incident of a middle school student who attempted suicide after being wrongly accused by classmates and her teacher of stealing money. Had they paused to empathize? To see things from her perspective, this tragedy might have been prevented. This shows clearly that a world without empathy cannot survive. Relationships, family, friendship, love all rely on empathy. Without it, there is no bond strong enough to hold people together. When someone feels understood, they feel valued, safe, and more willing to open their heart. The highest form of understanding is not only understanding others, but yourself. To understand yourself deeply. Sometimes the quickest way is to see yourself from someone else's perspective. Look at yourself through the eyes of your friends, colleagues, parents, or spouse. You might discover things you've never noticed. You may be a hard-working employee, but angry because you didn't get a raise. Look through your employer's eyes. You work hard, but only on tasks you are already being paid for. You bring no additional growth or revenue, so there is no reason for a raise. Or maybe you feel unhappy in your marriage and think your spouse has changed. But in her eyes, have you changed as well? Do you still show the same love and commitment as in the beginning? Try seeing from your parents' perspective to appreciate their sacrifices. From friends' perspectives to understand their feelings. From your partner's perspective to forgive small mistakes. When you shift viewpoints, you uncover insights you never realized. Ask yourself, how would I feel? How would I react if I were in their situation? When you understand the reason, the result no longer frustrates you. You gain strength and wisdom to handle challenges. Maturity is measured by how you treat others, gentle with the young, compassionate with the elderly, supportive of the unfortunate, encouraging to the ambitious, forgiving of those who err, patient with the weak, respectful of the strong. Because one day, you too will face these same situations. If you only look at the surface, you'll never understand the struggles others endure. Only those who have suffered can truly understand suffering. If you always empathize, you avoid countless unnecessary wounds. Truly, life becomes much gentler when we learn to put ourselves in each other's shoes. Closing paragraph required by user. Stoicism Philosophy Daily shares meaningful reflections to help you understand yourself and others more deeply. Through ideas of empathy, emotional clarity, and inner strength, the channel encourages you to live a calmer, wiser, and more compassionate life each day.